Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Ash. Thanks for your support. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we take our first tentative steps into Chapter 3, Season of Bloom. Though we do still have a few loose ends we need to tie up first. That said, let's go have a chat with the storyteller, show him that hunk of metal that Shayniha handed off to us, and then we'll take care of a little bit of kingdom management. The storyteller twitches as you approach. Ah, your grace. My stories are calling for you. Have you come to answer their call? Avudrani asked me to show you this spear fragment. Can you tell me anything about its owner? The storyteller touches the spear fragment. When he speaks, his voice sounds weak and depressed. We've been walking for 10 days. The caravan's owner is swearing and scratching himself. Seems the fat slob got some bad mosquito bites. I think he's regretting his decision to bypass the border guard through a smuggling route. Half the porters have upset stomachs, likely due to drinking water from the stream I found yesterday. I guess there must have been a reason it reeked. I walked in the front, trying to seem respectable and intimidating. Otherwise, they might realize I'm lost. The trouble really started 3 days ago. I only saw the map once, but there was definitely supposed to be just one path here. We found dozens. Only an experienced guide would be able to find the right one. Of course, the caravan owner thinks I am such a guide. I told him I've been running this route for 10 years, that I know every bush by name. I really needed the money. They won't let me run up my tab anymore. There's a whistle, then hooting from the bushes. Bandits. 12 ragged, filthy people with rotten teeth and sunken eyes. Not much worse than us now. Rise from the bushes, their hair and clothes a mess. I raise my spear and scream threateningly, which usually scares off the weaker ones. But not these bandits. They get close. I swing. I stumble. I'm falling, and I hear something crack. Did I break a bone? No, it was the spear. I fell across the shaft, practically sitting on it, and it snapped. The bandit attacks, his bludgeon spinning overhead. Terrified, I crawl under the cart. Members of the caravan are being slaughtered around me like cattle. It was an evil hour when they chose to trust me, Vu Balak, a sham guide, a drunkard and a sad coward, who inadvertently led them all straight into a bandit ambush. Wow, that was worse than I thought it would be. The storyteller hands back the spear fragment, his forehead covered in sweat. What an unpleasant memory. I do not believe the owner of this piece was a meritorious individual. It might be a bit of an understatement, but it is to be expected. Sorry about that.
All according to plan.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to coddle her. Everything she asks us to do just makes things worse for the people we actually do care about. She's a good craftsman. She just needs to embrace that. Stop trying to weave herself into legends. Anyway, we will get back to her next time we're in the area. For now, let's do a little more kingdom management before we head back out. Okay, so unfortunately we can't afford to claim Silverstep right now. We'll need at least 15,000 more gold for that. So instead, we will boost one of our advisors. We need to get all our guys up to rank 3 anyway. We'll head back out right after this. Just want to shake some events loose. Congrats, Jubilost. Ah, and it looks like we've got the better part of a year before we have to worry about that ancient curse again. That gives us quite a bit of time to play with. Event of the month. Triumph. The military parade made the locals proud. How strong the barony has become over the past few months. A flood of volunteers have joined the army. Nice. That's a net +7 to our kingdom stats. Not too shabby. Hands of Gold. The regent organized a fair and reserved the best spot for the young artisan's tent. 5 more points added. And 3 building points. Nice little bonus. That's about 240 gold. Ancient Tradition. Triumph. While the counselor was taking part in traditional ritual, a beam of magical radiance shone down upon him. The locals believe the counselor is favored by the gods, and have developed tremendous respect for him. Not bad, Tristan. 8 more points added to our stats. Well, that worked out quite nicely. It also frees up 3 of our advisors. A true masterpiece. Still Life with Lemon Peel, drawn by a local artist, was celebrated by the connoisseurs and art lovers. Such a masterpiece cannot go to waste. I feel like we've seen that one before. Maybe we had to skip it. It's easy to lose track. Every little bit helps. We've definitely seen that one before. Same with Tragedy at the Mine. Monster sightings. The locals are terrified. Their lands have become a beacon for all varieties of monsters. There have been multiple owlbear and wyvern sightings in the area. That one's definitely new. And we've got our advisors, ready to talk about that curse. Oh, and Lindsay's waiting on us. And Jubilost. Okay. Let's go have a chat with our advisors, and then we will parcel out these new jobs. Yeah, best not to commit to any actions until we know what's going on. Lindsay waves her hands in excitement. Finally, you have your own advisor for cultural affairs. I am so happy you entrusted this to me. First of all, art in our barony is not doing well. People care more about the soil and what it can give them, and not about affairs of the spirit or the life of the mind. But we can fix this. Your subjects just need a gentle nudge in this direction. You just have to spend a little money and time on education. Open private schools, offer classes at temples, or even invite foreign teachers to the capital. Anything will be better than what we have now. What do you say? Well, I can't actually argue with that. I was really expecting Lindsay to come up with something more frivolous. We will open schools. I don't want my lands to be inhabited by uneducated bumpkins. Yes, we'll do just that. Thank you, Lindsay. I guess that's that. I brought a petitioner with me, Lamar Tinch, a famous expert on everything regarding alcohol and the beverages which feature it. Our impatient guest wanted very much to speak with you in person, and tell you all about his, project. The halfling before you looks young, but his sharp eyes, framed by slight wrinkles, gives away the petitioner's considerable age. Lamar nods politely, sweeping the floor with his beret and showing off an emerging bald spot. "My respects, Baron. I beg your forgiveness for how boldly I sought our meeting, but I could hardly trust anything with the fate of my beloved new child, which appeared to me in a waking dream as I walked your lands. You see, I was traveling through on my way to Brevoy, when, to my surprise, I discovered a most curious detail. It turns out that many spicy and bitter herbs, which I and my colleagues use in our work, grow wild in these lands. Wineberry, goatweed, gentian. Lamar bends his fingers, enumerating the plants, then waves his hands. Ah, these names probably tell you nothing. But to me, for me, this rich list is like a splendid palette, the foundation upon which a true masterpiece might be built. Your Grace, I once imagined settling in Brevoy, but your lands have truly inspired me, and now my greatest dream is to open a shop in this very capital. With a bouquet you can easily gather nearby, I can easily create a new beverage. True ambrosia for any halfling. Only one thing is holding me back: lack of financial resources. I hope that now, upon hearing my request, you and your respected treasurer will not refuse a humble artisan a little assistance. Of course, in exchange for a future percentage. Lamar bows deeply once again. I shall eagerly await your decision. I like him. Do you want to hear my opinion? This business will fail. Halfling alcohol is like fruit juice for the other races. It's nothing like your dwarvish stout. You want to take a risk and put your money on halfling drunkards? Well, it's your barony and your business. But remember, if you give this trader the money he asks for, then tomorrow there will be 10 more at your gate, just like him. Gotta say, Jubilost, I normally respect your opinion, but that actually sounds like exactly what I want. In fact, I think way back when we first started this series, I even noted that Silverleaf is, a consummate recruiter, with a few notable exceptions. I will take the risk. I shall support Lamar's proposal and invite him to open a shop in our city. Just like that, without considering the risks. Of course, it's entirely up to you, Baron. Although I'd remind you that the money belongs to the state. Opinion noted, Jubilost. But I've got a good feeling about this one. Tristan's face glows with happiness. We made it. The second cursed attack was repelled, and the grateful citizens of the barony have a special reward for you. Tristan looks at you thoughtfully and sighs. Unfortunately, I must bring you bad news again. The Bald Hilltop lays silent for the moment, but another attack is certain to come soon. I don't have anything useful to add. The locals are either oblivious to the curse's origins, or they're too scared to talk. I'd be better off reading ancient books on curses. That actually sounds like a good idea. Can we do that? Do we still know nothing about this curse? Well, nothing that can help us contain it. Once every few months, it drives nearby animals, monsters, and other beasts insane, sending them into a bloodthirsty rampage. I don't know what action we can take on this. The only way I can help is by roughly predicting when the next attack will begin. Forgive me, Silverleaf. Don't be so hard on yourself, Tristan. Even knowing when to get ready is an important thing to know. I don't know how we'd handle these attacks if they happened without warning. Lindsay is right. You're too hard on yourself, Tristan. Tristan lowers his head. Thank you. Your support means much to me. Looks like we don't have a choice then. We'll wait and prepare for the next attack. Tristan just nods, looking down gloomily. Poor guy. He's really taking this hard. Well, like our journal said, we have over 250 days before we actually have to worry about that again, so we'll focus on the short term. Oh, it's actually 275 days. Duly noted. Let's see. We have to go check in with Nazriel and Shania. We need to claim Silverstep and just expand our kingdom in general. Alright, let's see what we can do here. +1 culture. And +1 economy. And nothing. Other than the satisfaction of a job well done. We actually did get 6,000 gold, so let's put that to good use. Okay, that gets us out of the danger zone. We've got a couple more rank ups available, but I don't think we can afford to pass any more time right now. I think we will just assign a few tasks and hit the road. Do a little adventuring for once. Okay, I think we need to focus on the problems first. Those will actually penalize us if we don't get to them. Nice, that new curator slot already paying off. Okay, that mostly works out for us. Alright, let's go ahead and swap Valerie in on the mine. We'll get Jubilos to tend to the other opportunity. Sadly, Valerie is not great at her job, but this is the only way she'll actually get better at it. That said, it couldn't hurt to hedge our bets a little. Alright, I think we are done for now. Adventure awaits. Actually, let's double check that real quick. Harem does get back in a week, but otherwise it's pretty much hands-off for the next 6 days. Onward, my friends. Onward. Oh, wow. That is almost literally next door. I guess we have no real excuses to put that off. Okay. Yeah, we'll, swing through the villages after we've greeted our guests. Hunting Lodge. A hunting lodge built near a set of woods known to have big game. What, no epic tales of curses or monsters surrounding this one? Boring. The leader of the travelers, a graying man with strong hands and sharp eyes, greets you with a nod. Your Grace, thank you for hosting this hunt. He turns towards the guests. Dear guests, welcome. I am Jamel Visser of the Embith Forest. I have no talent for speeches, so let us proceed to business. This is no normal hunt. Rather than hares or deer, our prey shall be owlbears, hydras, and wyverns. These targets would be dangerous enough anywhere, but on these grounds we've found extraordinarily large and fierce specimens. We aim to eliminate them before they can find their way to any civilians. To make the hunt a bit more interesting, we've decided to add an element of competition. Jamel displays a gold-trimmed chest to the gathered audience. There are 3 dire monsters on the grounds. I'm willing to bet my crew will gather 2 heads at least. But if one of the other parties bests us and gathers 2, or even all 3 of the trophies, they'll be rewarded with a valuable prize. Don't dally, though. We won't be waiting for anyone. Is everyone ready? Ekin frowns. This is no game. People are dying. Now, Ekin, everyone's got their own motivations. The important thing is that they are helping. At least, in theory. Guess we'll find out. The 2 Swordlord sisters represent the Mivani Aldori. As they inspect their equipment, the elder sister, Edna, can be heard scolding the younger, Julia. Julia sighs and rolls her eyes, but she doesn't interrupt her sister. Ganymede Bellavera, one of the most popular bards in Patax, has come as an emissary of King Iravedi. She doesn't seem to have brought any hunting gear. Noticing your look, the bard smiles playfully. Whoa, you know who that is? It's Ganymede herself. When she taught poetics at the academy, all the guys there sent her love letters. And half the girls, too. Lindsay whispers excitedly. You notice a blush spread over her face. My. Lindsay, you scoundrel. What's in the chest? That's for the winner to find out. There's no prize better than surprise, or so it said. Very well, I'm ready. Let us begin. The hunting grounds are an hour's travel from here. Don't waste any time. We won't hesitate to bag all the trophies. Well, I was not expecting to be immediately thrust into a timed event, but here we are. I guess we will pay the hunting grounds a visit, collect our trophies, and then we'll visit the villages. We'll just have a quick look around the tavern first. You've already spotted something, but what? Ah, that must be it. It is becoming more and more interesting. The huntsman fiddles with a small spyglass. Can't see much from here. I wish I could join the hunt and get a couple of heads myself. Is something wrong, Your Grace? I see you have no trophies yet. You'll lose the competition if you don't hurry. Tell me about the Embith Travelers. What would be of interest? The huntsman scratches at his unshaven chin. Embith Forest is a strange place, even for the River Kingdoms. It teems with magic. The Fae who live there believe there's no place for humans. Obviously, we believe otherwise. Fae, big deal. We have giants. The huntsman listens to Amiri with a smile. And mammoths, saber-toothed tigers. And we don't complain. You know what we do? We eat them. I'm pleased for both you and your appetite. May I finish answering the question now? We've been fighting them for centuries, seen a lot in that time. But I must say, the beasts you're dealing with here are new, even to us. As we're practically neighbors, it seemed only right to offer our help to you. Especially since, if these creatures manage to eat all of you, Erastil forbid, they may just go for us as a second course. Fair enough. I think that one might actually end the hunt, so let's avoid that. A good hunt to you. The servant doesn't look well. His eyes are bloodshot and his cheeks are flushed. As soon as he notices your attention, he straightens himself and gives you a strained smile. Yes, even here at a celebration of life, there is someone to remind us all of the inevitable. Thank you, Harem. Are you all right? Oh, it's nothing, Your Grace. Just a bit of a cold I caught on the way here, that's all. It'll pass soon, don't worry. Are you sure? You look quite unwell. Worry not, sir. Just pray for me, and I'll weather it. We're hardy folk here, you know. May Sarenrae protect you. He's right. You don't look well. Go get some rest. My thanks, Your Grace. You're too kind. I wish you a swift recovery. An odd detail to include here, but we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, and there's our hunting grounds. 1 hour out, as promised. Hunting grounds. This small raised area is thick with forest and vegetation. The difficult terrain and remote locale make it perfect for harboring wildlife. Many beasts have chosen this untrodden place as their sanctuary. Alright, let's have a look here. Oh my, we have quite a bit of exploration ahead of us. Let's hit the pause button real quick, and I will set us up with our usual array of mid and long-term buffs. We'll be right back. And we're back. I've gone heavy on our buffs. I figure it'll take at least an hour to explore this area, so I've tried to plan accordingly. That said, we are 30 minutes in here, so we're only going to go for our first trophy today.
All according to plan.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Owlbear, Greater Warg. That sets the baseline for our challenge rating here. Huh. Owlbear didn't join in. Interesting. Must be part of a separate encounter. Very nice. I think I see some very light... Oh. Unexpected. I guess Tristan is still a little ahead of the rest of the party. Not by much, though. I might need to change my original plans here. Somebody used clay to make these clumsy figurines, remotely resembling owlbears. Interesting. Sounds like monster worship. Could be more signs of Lamashtu too. And here comes our owlbear. And there goes our owlbear. And there is our level up. Alright, folks, geez. I did not think we were going to hit level 10 today, so I did not prepare for this. But I think I've got a good general idea of what we're going to do. That said, I think we'll go a little off script here. I will set up a quick save slot for reference, and let's jam through the level ups real quick. For the most part, I'll just be going with whatever catches my eye, but feel free to leave your feedback, and I will certainly take it into account before we finalize in episode 60. First up, we've got Silverleaf. He will obviously continue being an alchemist. That nets him a new discovery and slightly stronger bombs. For his discovery, I think we'll go with Tanglefoot bombs. Does that still does damage, right? If it doesn't, we might be better off with something else, but we'll move on for now. Skills are pretty much locked in. It's always been one of the weak spots of the 3E rule set. And spells. I believe this is our first 4th level spell. We'll go with something that no one else has access to. Good enough. Next up, we have Amiri, who will, of course, continue being a barbarian. That makes her tougher and gives her another rage power. Skills are skills. And power will be more damage reduction. The faster we stack that, the better. Then we have Harem, who will, of course, continue being a cleric, which really just means more spell slots. Done with Harem. And now things get a bit more interesting with Ekundeo. Combat feats and favored enemies. Skills. And archery fighting style, of course. Point blank master. I want to say we already have that, don't we? But it wouldn't be... Hold on. Okay, yeah, we do have it. So we will go with improved precise shot. We get to choose a new category of favored enemy. And honestly, while there are some good choices here, based on what we've seen, I think we're going to have to go with Fae. Either that or maybe aberrations. No, we'll stick with Fae. But we will also boost our favored enemy, magical beasts, for obvious reasons. Then we've got the little lady Lindsay, our surrogate rogue. She gets a new bard talent and +1 to all skills. Not too shabby. I will admit, I still feel weird neglecting her knowledge skills, but Silverleaf has that stuff covered. Still not ready to restrict her to a single weapon category just yet. So let's go with something a bit more universal. Oh, rapid shot. That'll work. I mean, I will say it's basically coming down to either light or heavy crossbows, but it really depends on what we find. Spells. Well, Lindsay is our surrogate rogue. Might as well grab invisibility. Oh, greater invisibility. Communal Sea invisibility, both useful. And Dimension Door, pretty much a must-have. Okay, let's go ahead and grab Dimension Door. And I think we're going to have to go with greater invisibility, though I would like to get Dominate Person at level 11. Which brings us to Tristran. He gains 1,000,000 spells. All the spells. And spells. Most first-level spells are pretty much useless at this point. But I wouldn't mind having some extra slots of Enlarge. Then we get a second level spell slot. Lots of good stuff here, but we do have to remember that Tristan is primarily an offense-based firebender. Nah, that spell's trivial. We'll go with Scorching Ray. And then we'll round things out with... well, we've already got Fireball. What else do you really need? We could go with Battering Blast. That's a better fit for a rogue caster, though, like Octavia. Lightning Bolt causes too much collateral damage. You know what? I think we'll go with Slow. That's a nice, basic offensive debuff. More notably, it only targets enemies, so it's useful for those cluttered melees. Well, I am about 90% confident in those decisions.
What troubles you?
But, like I said, feel free to leave feedback in the comments below, and I will try to take it into account. I won't actually lock anything in until we hit episode 60. That said, let's go find our first trophy. Then we'll hit the pause button.
Just letting the ink dry.
Enemy approaching.
Doggo's taking a beating out there. Surprising, because I think he's got like 45 AC.
How may I help?
Hold on. Okay, a little more. There we go. More wargs.
In due time.
Huh, we actually
Share your troubles.
beat his stealth check.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Someone used this tree to sharpen their claws. The marks are twice your height above the ground. Always a good sign. Probably just an owlbear standing on another owlbear's shoulders. Aha! We have discovered some of our guests. Watch your posture! Who fights like this? They might be overmatched. Let's see if we can help with that. She almost got us. Hold your position. Do not fall back. Ooh, thank goodness for plot armor. The sisters glance at each other, grimacing. Finally, Edna straightens herself and speaks. Thank you. We owe you our lives. It almost killed you. That's because someone would happily charge a pack of dragons with their bare hands, given the chance. Oh, and here I thought it was because one of us spends more time running to the kitchen for cookies than training with her sword. The sisters glare at each other, their teeth clenched. So how are things in Mavan? The same as always, a total mess. As far as I can tell, Brevoy officials must have decided state prisons were a waste of taxes, because their criminals have been fleeing to our lands by the dozens, and Galt is sending spies and provocateurs at us without even trying to cover their tracks anymore. Add in yet another skirmish along our border with Patax, and, well, it's business as usual. On the bright side, our uncle has finally defeated the old treasurer in a duel. So now, as long as no one else tries to claim the position, it's as good as his. Mivan's like a paradise for bards. There are duels every day, and of course, the winners want songs of their victories. So bards will prepare a dozen songs in advance, and then just slip the right name in. Wait, Mivan's public officials are determined by duels, said the elf who was given a barony for killing bandits. It's called meritocracy. The most skilled get to rule. Anyone can gain a high position in our society, provided they can defend that position in a fair fight. Everyone duels, from lowly apprentices to high ministers. That's why Mavani swordplay is unrivaled. Not by Galt, not by Brevoy, and not by the River Kingdoms. Duels. Reckless games with death, where players bet their lives to satisfy their vanity and hubris. Silly, really. But are our entire lives not the same? Big deal. Fencing with toothpicks. Just some entertainment for rich city dwellers. In a real fight, all your stances and feints aren't worth shit. Thank you, guys. Very diplomatic. Judging by your fight with that owlbear... No, we're not saying that. Don't mention it. Take care. Hear that, sister? Take care. As in, make sure we can actually kill a monster before attacking it. The most dangerous monster you could handle is a cow that's already been butchered and deep fried. You should make yourself a new coat of arms with a fork instead of a sword on it. The sisters continue to quarrel, no longer paying attention to you. Oh, hey, I guess that was one of our 3 primary targets. How fortuitous. Guess that means we should harvest it. Well, missed the pelt, but let's be honest, that was going to be worth like 50 gold. Still got the head. That's the part that matters.
That is not far.
Alright, folks. We've still got quite a bit of exploration ahead of us, but we don't want to get too far from that level up. Let's hit the pause button here. You guys can send me your feedback about our level up options, and we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages over on Steam or on GOG. Links are in the description.